What's up, guys? Welcome back to this YouTube channel. In case you are new, kindly remember to subscribe. So guys, in today's video, we are going to see the challenge and the struggle that Jamaicans and Black Americans they are facing when they are visiting Africa. And also, majority of them after visiting Africa, majority of them they usually leave immediately.
Americans coming over here being nasty, doing nasty things, and being bad to the locals. Now, let me flip the script, okay? Let's talk about the fact that we get abused over here, too. The thing about Ghana is stop crying victim. Stop crying victim, because y'all cheat us out of a lot of stuff. Y'all invited us to come home, which by the thousands we did. We came running to Ghana. People sold their homes, moved out of their apartments, sold everything. Some people packed up containers and moved over here just to get over here and realize this is not our home. Y'all call us foreigners. Ghanaians call us that. We didn't make that word up. We didn't start calling ourselves that. We don't know that that's what y'all call the white people and the Chinese because we're not around them. But we know that that's what y'all call us. I ain't never heard the word before, Tabi, till I came to Ghana. Okay, y'all invite us home. Let's talk about what y'all do to us. Starting from the fucking before we get to the airport, we got to have a visa that we pay for to even enter our home. We pay all this money for passports and visas to get here. We get to the airport, and as soon as you see a fucking blue passport, everybody's coming for us. Can you give me something small at the COVID place? You get to immigration. Can you give me something small? You get to baggage. Can you give me something small? A person grabbed a damn cart and put my bag on it and got mad because I gave him $5 because I only had hundreds because you come over here with hundreds to get the best, cash in rate. How about he looked at that and said, I don't want that. I said, what you mean you don't want it? I said, I want to know, what did you expect me to give you? He said, $10. I said, so you want me to give you over 100 CDs for picking up a bag, putting it in a cart? He don't know this is like my 5th time coming through the airport. I have never seen nowhere in any country or state where people have openly, it says $60 for foreigners, $30 for locals, okay? You go to Cocoon Park, and I don't remember the price. Let's say $200 for foreigners, because that's what y'all call us, $40 for locals. You go to the castle, it's $60 for foreigners, $10 for locals. I ain't never seen that nowhere. I don't went nowhere in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada where it said you pay, if you a local, if you're from here, you pay $1 for a Coca-Cola, but if you're a foreigner, you pay $8 for a Coca-Cola. I ain't never seen that nowhere except Ghana. Nobody in the airport has ever asked me for no money for nothing. I have only seen that in Ghana. Now let's talk about the fact that y'all welcomed us home and how this process looks to me. According to y'all, the ones of us that were stolen, so let's talk about the process of coming home. We got stolen from our mother, our birth mother and father. 20 years later, we're probably 26 years old now. Our mother finds us and she said, baby, y'all come home. I miss you. Come back home. Get out them streets where they don't love you at and come home. So we drive, take a taxi, however we get to our mother's address, we get there. But before she let us come to the door, she says, oh, welcome home. But before you come in, can you pay me $300 to enter the door? That's the visa to come home. So, okay, we happy to be home. So we paid $300 to our mother to step foot in her house because we're excited to be home to the motherland, okay? We get in there and now it's dinner time. And she has plates on the table for the kids that grew up in the house. And she has a plate on the table for me and my sister who was stolen years ago. And she says, oh, my daughters, because you didn't grow up here, my children get to eat free that grew up here. But because you were stolen and you're just coming back, I have to charge you $20 for a plate. So me and my sister, we're so happy to be home. We're confused. We pay her $20 for a plate. Okay. That's the cocoon shit. That's y'all giving us different prices for shit, okay? Now we're at our mother's house, and we're enjoying being there. We see something's a little weird, but we enjoy being back home with our mother. We decide we want to stay. And she goes, oh, you want to stay a little longer? You're going to have to pay me $1,000 every year to stay here. That's the residency. Now we're paying her for residency, even though she invited us home after we were stolen from her. Okay? Now we pay the residency, and then we decide, you know what, we want to get on the birth certificate. We kind of like it here. It's a little weird, but we comfortable enough to stay here. And she tells us, oh, in order for you to stay here, I have to put my name on your birth certificate. That's going to be $3,000, please. And then I will put your name on the birth certificate, and you will become a family member. That's the citizenship. That's the citizenship. So how are we home if we got to pay y'all? Why aren't the visas free? If this is home, why don't you make this visa free for us? If this is home, why do we have to pay to be a resident? If this is home, why isn't our citizenship automatically given to us?
You know, it's okay if you pack up from foreign and go back to your yard. It's okay. It's okay if you've migrated and you decide that this is not working out. I am going back to Jamaica. Nothing is wrong with that. And we need to normalize people doing that instead of staying in a foreign country and suffer. It makes no sense for us to stay in a foreign country if we're not doing well. And doing well doesn't necessarily mean that you have a house, you have a car, you have a good job. Doing well also means that you're not coping mentally. You're just not happy. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter who you're around. You're not happy. Now, the other day, somebody told me that, you know, somebody that we both know, that person decided to go back home. And I said, good for her. Good for her. Because if you're really not happy here, if you're not getting the kind of job that you want, you come to Canada and you just realize it doesn't matter what you try. It doesn't matter what kind of qualifications you have. You've gotten certified here in Canada. You have your qualification from back home in Jamaica. Listen, sometimes we have master's degrees and we can't get a good job over here. If you realize that you're not getting back to the status after 4 years, 5 years, the kind of lifestyle that you used to live in Jamaica, you're not able to do that in Canada or the United States, go back home. A lot of us come here and we leave house, we leave car, we left good jobs. Our kids were in private schools, the best of the best in Jamaica. And we come here and we're just not getting that standard of living. Even though you might have a job, you might, you know, be able to buy a house, but that standard of living that you had in Jamaica, that good job that made you feel like, oh, you know, you're actually meeting your targets and meeting your goals in terms of, you know, your career. You have to start all over from scratch. And sometimes even after 4 or 5 years, you're still not there. Let's normalize saying, you know what? There's no shame in it. I'm going to pack up and I'm going to go back to my home country because this is not working out. It's okay. There's no shame in it. Pack up and just go back home. Nothing wrong with it. So pack up and come back home.
The first thing that I didn't like is the immigration process. When I went to Tanzania, I already imprinted it in my brain that you're allowed to, from the research that I've done, that you're allowed to have 3 months there and then get extensions, which is a 30-day extension. It's supposed to be 2 30-day extensions for free. But once I got to the immigration, they had us wait there for 5 hours after telling us they could give us that time period, and we only got 2 weeks. After waiting 5 hours, we got a 2-week extension. So I had to maneuver myself from there, and it was just not pretty for me. I left the immigration office like literally in tears because I was just like, it's just this, I pick up on vibrations and energy, and it's just like the immigration people just felt like they don't want me here. You know, for whatever reason, whatever judgment they had of me, I don't think they want us as expats there. You know, and that's just the honest truth, you guys. Like, they were laughing at me while I was crying. Like, it was just not funny. Maybe it was just the immigration officers that I dealt with, but it was just like, oh, okay, yeah. So that was like one of the first negative experiences for me there. But yeah, I thought I could, you know, stay there a little bit longer just to feel it out. Now, let me tell you guys, I never, ever, ever had I had no expectations with coming to Africa. Like I told you guys, I had plans to move to Ghana. They changed their rules. I don't like how their president moves. So I decided to come over to go to Tanzania. Yeah, the immigration, like to have to leave every 3 months. I knew this before going to Tanzania because it's everywhere. It's listed everywhere. But what I didn't take into was the expense that it would be to travel from country to country. I thought maybe it would be a little bit cheaper, but clearly it wasn't. I just never fit in, and I've been me all my life. This is me. And I'm always changing and growing, but who I am at the core, I can't change. So if I can't vibe with the culture and I feel judged by the culture half the time, it's just not gonna work long term for me. So that's one of the bigger reasons why I left too. Most of the expats were couples or males. So I met a guy, he was there from Europe. He had a business in Europe, but he lived in Atlanta. He's from Atlanta. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, come to find out, like, he was like bragging about how, you know, he can get certain favors from a girl in the community for little to nothing. And I don't mean sexual favors, but he was just bragging. And that's what he kind of like hinted at, but I didn't want to assume. But, you know, like, I think guys sometimes come to exploit the, white and black guys come there to exploit the community if, you know, they know like they can get a lot for little to nothing, you know, from whether it's company, sex, whatever, like they know this. So they go there to sometimes exploit. So being that I met some cool expats that were males too. That right there was like a big, I don't fit, you know, but I want to connect with like-minded people, and I also want to connect with the African culture and the African people, but because there was that language barrier, I couldn't connect with any of the Tanzanian people, and I'm sure that stopped me from meeting a bunch of good people, but I couldn't connect. So this was like a thing for me that I was just like, dang, you know, like it sucks. This is a bummer. It took a lot of effort coming to Africa, but I was just like, I just don't see myself happy here. I'm not happy. So I didn't know, like in my mind, I'm like, once I didn't feel welcome, I'm like, when can I escape? You know, because if you don't feel connected with the people, it's just like, what in the world am I doing here? Like, you know, I vibe with a few Tanzanian people, the ones who spoke English, and I didn't vibe with any of the Diasporans, actually, not for long. So, you know, that's just what it is.
African Americans leaving Africa right now. You know, I think when people migrate to the continent or they leave abroad, as we're seeing in record numbers, more than ever before, I'm not sure if it's new or if social media is giving us these viewpoints, but you come to countries where you find the quality of life much better, but the cost of living a lot less than what you're used to, and you overextend. You purchase a house or you get an apartment in the most luxurious part of the country. You're dining out every day, multiple times a day. You've got a driver, you know, you're doing all of these things. And while these things can still be relatively affordable, what I see for the most part is people just doing the most, like getting the most luxurious car, the most luxurious home, the most luxurious furnishings, and essentially they can't afford to not do the work that they were doing in the US to now sustain the life that they've created on the continent. And so, you know, when I first arrived to the continent, I wouldn't say made those mistakes. I have lived, had money, lost money, had money, lost it. So I knew how to live pretty frugally. But I do recommend that when you do migrate, that you enjoy that experience for the short term. And that's like 30 days, you know, celebrate yourself. Have fantastic dinners out, stay at a hotel, stay in a fabulous Airbnb. But if this is something that you want to do long term, you need to get yourself on a budget and be financially responsible so that you don't overextend yourself, so that you don't end up having to go back to a country that you so direly want to get out of.
So we already know that Africans and African Americans don't get along. The hate is very evident when you hop online, but that's the thing. When you hop online, I don't see this shit in person at all. Okay, I'm lying a little bit. There will always be somebody that's mean, but that's not what I'm talking about. My point is that the hate is strong online, but there's lots of love in person. As an African, I love African Americans. I have so many African American friends. We get along just fine. And I bet you if I asked any of them what they think of Africans, they won't have anything bad to say. We can talk about the bullying that Africans endured by African Americans in school, but that's not what I want to talk about. Just because I'm not in school anymore and I don't get bullied for being African anymore. I have learned to let that go because I decided to love myself. And I've been able to see that a lot of the African Americans that bullied me are now grown or the same age as me, and they don't think like that anymore. If you're black and you go to any part of Africa, I bet you will be loved and welcomed. So just remember that just because there's hate and division online, it doesn't mean that it's the same thing in person.
Bro, I'm reaching out to the African community. Why don't y'all like us? Because when I be at work and I be trying to talk to the African people, it always seemed like they be like looking at me funny or side-eyeing me. And at first I was thinking maybe they just don't understand me that well. Maybe they're not well acquainted with the way we speak or something. I don't know. But somebody brought it to my attention that they just don't like African American people. And I didn't believe it at first. But then I started noticing certain little things. One of my coworkers was like, if you notice, they always cool with the white people. They love white people. I'm like, no, I don't think it's that. Like, there's no way they like white people more than they like us. That don't even make sense. I'll never forget. I was walking down this long pathway at my job. It's like a long pathway. And I see somebody just running this way like super, super fast. And it was an African. And I'm sitting there watching this, and she's a beautiful African lady, like super beautiful. Like, but she running this way. I'm looking like, what's she running from? It's a white dude behind her chasing her, and they both just laughing and giggling. I'm like, ain't that the same girl I was just trying to talk to yesterday, and she act like she couldn't understand nothing I was saying? How she having so much fun talking to this white man, but she can't be cool with me? Like, that's insane. Like, why don't y'all like us? Like, what is it that y'all don't like about us? I thought we was cool. And then as time went on, more and more, like, down the line, I'm starting to peep, like, this is a reoccurring pattern. Like, it keep on happening. I'm starting to peep that ain't no Africans trying to talk to me. They all act funny towards me, but they do be messing with the white people. And I'm like, bro, that's a real thing? Like, I used to hear people say it, but I didn't really believe it. Like, I'm not the type of person that just hears something and just believe it automatically. Like, I got to see for myself. And once I really seen it, like, this same African lady I was just trying to talk to yesterday, not being flirtatious, not being weird or nothing, like, regular conversation, just trying to, you know what I mean, help make the day go by, like, not even saying nothing bad or nothing. This same lady who wouldn't even give me a conversation was being chased down by a white man, laughing and giggling. I couldn't believe it. Why don't y'all like us? I understand we're a little bit Americanized and everything like that, and we're a little bit brainwashed, and, you know, we can be ignorant at times, but every African American is not like that. I don't like to see myself as an ignorant person who runs around starting I don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't do that at all. So I don't understand. It's very frustrating. I don't even want to talk about it no more. But hey, have y'all ever experienced?
I know they've said like Africa's like a poor country, but I didn't believe that because like you can't believe everything you see on the media. So I went there. No, the begging is real, the extortion is real, like everybody got their hand out. That's just so real. Like, I promise y'all, and this happened in Ghana too, so I'm not making this exclusive to Nigeria. You're literally driving, it would be kids knocking on your door for coins. I gotta tell y'all about this one girl, because she knocked on the door, and I'm like, sorry, I don't have cash. Because if y'all know the exchange rate, it's like 1,600 Naira, 1603 literally to like $1. I'm not carrying cash. That just didn't feel safe. I literally was doing bank transfers everywhere. I don't have cash. She was like, she said, the little girl started to bite her arm, and then she walked away with a smile, like. And at that point, I didn't know to like feel bad or laugh, because is this a show? Is this a joke for you? Like biting your arm? Like, I know, like, that was so overwhelming. I'm not even gonna hold you, because I really felt bad. Like, I really wanted to give her something, and then she started biting her arm, and I'm like, oh, now we're in a movie. Like, now this is a movie at this point. This is no longer reality. I was talking to like my friend's family member that like lives there, and he was basically trying to say this is organized crime or something. Like, somebody got to be training these kids to do these things. I don't know. But that experience in itself is like literally overwhelming. Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is a conversation that needs to be had. So I was scrolling on TikTok the other day, and I came across this boy video, and he was basically saying, why don't Africans like Black Americans? He was trying to talk to this African girl at his job, but she ignored him but he did see that she was talking to the white people. So he got to wonder, why don't Africans like black people? Let me just go ahead and say, and let me be the one to say, it's not that Africans don't like black people. It's the other way around, sadly. Black people don't like Africans. And what do I mean by that, you ask? Because when making fun of Africans was a thing not too long ago, y'all had everything in the world to say about us. Y'all called us all types of names. We were called African booty scratchers. We were told that we climb trees. We sleep with lions and tigers. We walk barefooted. We don't have no shoes. We live in huts. We eat goat. Although we do eat goat. So all these stereotypes, so on, so on. All these very different varieties of stereotypes that made us so uncomfortable that we started to hate ourselves. And it's so crazy because we were never spoken to like that by the white man. They never made us feel less than ourselves. I could never just understand the hatred because we're literally the same color. You're no better than me. And we bleed the same. And then they say, I'm not African, I'm Black American. It be your own kind. Then you call them African American and they hate it. They don't want to be associated with Africans. So they say, I'm American or I'm Cherokee. They made it seem like being African was a crime. It was just recently that the Americans started showing love to Africans. And that's just because the celebrities started showing love first. So you know what that means. Everybody hopped on the bandwagon. It started from wearing dashikis to listen to African music to now eating African food. We're finally accepted in y'all eyes. So Africans never hated Black Americans. It was always Black Americans that hated Africans.
So let's talk about Black American versus African American and why I don't prefer to use the term Black American over African American to describe my ethnic group. So for those of you who don't know, African American is a term used to describe the ethnic group that are referring to the people that are descendants of enslaved Africans that were brought to what is now known as the United States of America. While some people use Black American and African American interchangeably, I personally don't. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I didn't care for the way that you, as well as some other people, responded to me and the fact that I was using African American. A few of you just started getting attitudes really quickly, and it's rather weird. The thing is that the reason why I don't care to use Black American over African American is because someone else being a Black person from another country and being in America, or having heritage from another country and being an American, doesn't stop them from being Black. So when I say Black Americans, to me, that is encompassing all Black people in the United States of America, whether they're African American or not. Versus when I say African Americans is very specific and people tend to know exactly which group I'm talking about. And I do want to comment on the whole thing about, oh, you have Africans confused. I don't have anybody confused about anything. And if somebody is confused on these terms, explain them to them. Now, I will say this. I have never, ever met someone who was from the continent of Africa, regardless of any country, or someone who was an American-born person who has African heritage, who ever referred to themselves as African American. I have never seen that. Not once. Ever. I have always seen people from Africa always describe themselves as Nigerian American, or it will be Ghanaian American, so on and so forth. But I have never seen them say African American. And if they did say that, why don't you just correct them and explain the difference between them? So I'm going to keep using African American. And again, if y'all don't want to use African American, that is perfectly fine. But please don't try to come at me for using that term. Especially not when I'm making a video that is uplifting African Americans in this country and y'all aren't doing that. It's like no matter how good you're trying to do something, there's always going to be those people who love to nitpick. But more blessings to y'all, or not. I don't know. It's your life.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen majority of Jamaicans and Black Americans, they are crying forced to leave Africa. So there's so much struggle and the challenges they usually face, and it is making them to leave Africa because we know that Africa, it is the motherland, and also we know that Africa, it is where all Black people they belong. Africa, it is home, it is the motherland. So there is no need of Black people when they are coming to Africa, they are crying, even they are being forced to leave out of Africa. It shouldn't be that. So you have heard some of the challenges and the struggle these people they are going through. I want to talk about the first lady, the Black American lady. She has come out and said that we African people, we are usually welcome them to be back home. We usually force them to come back in Africa, to come back and unite with us African people, but we are not making it safe for them to come back home because these people they were not willing to go out of Africa. These people they were forced. These people they were captured. These people they were taken away during slavery period. So these people they were not willing. So when these people, they are in the Western countries, these people, they are not happy because they know that this Western country, it is not their country. So these people, they usually want to be back home. But these people, when they are coming here in Africa, how we black people, we are treating them, it is making them even to go out of Africa and not to come back again. You have heard the first lady, she was saying that uh, the black people who they want to get citizenship in Africa, why are we charging them 300 USD? That it shouldn't be that way, it shouldn't be free. So why is it we are selling the citizenship to our fellow black people? So this one, I want to this message to go to all our government, to all our leaders, to make it free for those black people who they want to get our citizenship. And also, these people, they need to have access of the land. Yeah, these people, they need to buy land, and also the land to be written in their names. So we African people, we need to make it very easy to our brothers and sisters who they are in the diaspora, because these people, they are not willing. These people, they didn't go there willingly. These people, they were taken away during slavery, and that's why I'm pleading with our government to make it very easy for our black people who they really want to come back in Africa. We shouldn't be selling citizenship. Imagine this lady, the black American lady, she's complaining. Why are we charging our citizenship to a fellow black person? We should be doing that to the these other races, but not our fellow black people. And also, the issue of getting lands. I've been talking about our black people in the diaspora. It is very hard for them to get land in Africa. Why is it very hard for them to get land in Africa? It needs to be very easy as how it is be done to the people who are in Africa. So the governments are all African country, they need to come together and make it easy for our black people who they are in the Western countries, to make it easy for them to have a land. Because when these people, they will have a land, they will bring more development. These people, they already have experience. These people, they are not coming back empty-handed. These people, they are coming with knowledge. These people, they are coming with a mind of investing in Africa, because they have seen how it is being done in the Western country. So we need to make it very easy for these people to come back home, so that they can also spread the knowledge that they have, and also to give to educate us black people more, and also to make it to create these people. Also, when they are coming in Africa, they are coming to invest, so they will create more jobs opportunity. So we need also to make it easy for them to come back home. And also, I know majority of black people, they usually have a mentality of charging more to the foreign people, especially when they see people that are coming from these money countries, United States, UK, Canada. So when our fellow black people, they are coming in Africa, we don't treat them as our fellow black people. We are treating them as a visitor. You can imagine. So that needs to change. And also, when these people that are coming to visit us, we Africans, we love to hike the price. It is not only for the black people, also it is also for the white people. We love to increase our if these people, they want to go in the tourist sector, there's a normal there's a local price, and also there's a price for the tourist. We need to change that to our fellow black people. We need to make it higher to the western to these other people. I don't want to mention their names, but we need to lower our prices to our fellow black people, because these people, they have been living out of our country. So when they are coming back here in Africa, they want to connect with us. They want to know exactly our culture, how we usually live. They want to visit their home. This is the motherland. They want to bond with us black people. So there's no need of us charging them more. So for me, I can tell you that our leaders, this goes to our leaders, we need to make it very easy for these black people who they are out of our country, especially the diaspora people. We need to make it easy for them. And also, we are calling them to come back home, but you can see we are not even making a visa free for them. And also, we can see that the flight, we need to make it Sorry, guys. And also, when it comes to the flight, we need to make it very cheaper for our people who are coming here in Africa. So these are some of the changes that we need to make so that our fellow black people can come back home. Thank you so much, guys. Kindly, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Let's meet in another one.